Well, a lot of businesses are trying to figure out how they're going to survive these times. And for some, it involves a fundamental shift. Until recently, Bay of Plenty entrepreneur Nick Bartlett made his money from selling travel pillows.
Seeing the writing on the wall, he changed his whole business in just 48 hours to hair clippers. And it looks like the gamble is paying off. Julian Lee reports.
In the before times, the Bartletts were having a pretty good run. Nick finally got hitched to long-term girlfriend Tamara in Slovenia, where she was born. They settled down there, began a new life. But it all started going south for the Bartletts when COVID-19 was just faintly in the background. The builders building their new house suddenly walked off the job one day. The company was bankrupt. The home deposit they'd squirreled away all these years, now gone. They found out while visiting family in New Zealand. With nowhere to go back to, they had to stay here. Well, at least their online travel pillow business would keep them afloat. Until COVID-19. Now stuck at Nick's parents' flat in lockdown, things were looking a bit rough. Kiwis certainly didn't need travel pillows anymore, but they sure needed a haircut. In a sleepless 48-hour period, driven on by pure desperation, Nick switched the family business from travel pillows to hair clippers. After a nervous first few days, barely any sales. But it paid off. By the end of the week, they had up to 200 orders a day.
Well, let's go to Nick in Tauranga now. Nick, great to talk to you. Tell me what it felt like when you realised that no one was going to need travel pillows for the foreseeable future.
Well, it felt pretty horrible, as you can imagine. I mean, we got into the business because at the time when everyone was travelling around the world, it seemed like something people needed. And with our pillow, we managed to solve a big problem with back pain and other aches that people get when they travel long haul. So, yeah, that was obviously a product that now is not going to be needed for a very, very long time. But, of course, the key thing in these situations is to accept it and put your mind to work on what else you can do.
Nick, how was that 48-hour period when you were trying to turn the business around?
Well, look, it was just before Easter, obviously middle of lockdown, trying to figure out something. And like I said before, you know, we had this thing people needed before with travel pillows, but they don't need it anymore. So I was just thinking, what is it that people need, you know? I mean, my wife has started growing a beautiful vegetable garden in front of the house. So we need seeds, we need spades, we need tools. And I'm thinking, well, I'm going to need a haircut pretty soon. So, you know, and this is something I can get within New Zealand. I don't need to import it. And I just thought this is going to be a growing business. Excuse the terrible pun.
It's incredible what you've been able to do. What advice would you give to other business people who find the demand for their products has fallen away too?
Well, I don't want to answer this question lightly because it's obviously a tragedy, you know, and everyone's got the scale of that tragedy, you know, at different levels. I think the number one thing, obviously, is to accept it. You know, you can't move forward and you can't be thinking about what's next unless you sort of, you know, take it on board and accept it's happened, that, you know, your business has been changed forever, or at least for the short to medium term. So I say accept it and then really transition into what people need. So like I said with my wife before in her gardening, I mean, that's something that more and more people are going to be doing gardening at home or haircuts at home. So really just think about what's something basic, got the least number of components, and that it's just really fundamental to everyday life.
Nick, thank you so much. It's great to talk to you, and some really good words of advice there.
Okay, thanks so much, Hilary.
Well, I wish I'd known about Nick's hair clippers before I cut Mr. B's hair.
What happened?
Not good.
Really?
Well, I found a pair of old clippers. They're about 15 years old. I didn't realise they go blunt so quickly.
No, they go blunt.
It wasn't good.
Really?
No.
Do you hack it?
Yeah, I did.
Patchy?
It's quite patchy. It's all right from the front, but it's not so good at the back.
Poor old Mr. B.
Yeah. What are you doing with yours?
Well, what are you saying?
Well, I could cut yours.
Well, I can't have a haircut, as you can see. It's
quite long.
It's not good.
I'll give it a go.
It's not good. I'm doing my best. Yeah, I'll let you have a go.
Well, I've had a practice run. I've had a practice run on Mr. B.
Look at it. It's not looking good.
Would you really, really let me cut your hair?
Yeah, totally.
You're lying, would you?
As long as it was, yeah.
I'm actually quite serious.
I'd let you have a go.
You heard him. He would let me have a go.